Prepare to unleash your darkest fears with Netflix's top 10 hair-raising horror movies. From heart-pounding scares to twisted tales of terror, these disturbing selections will haunt your dreams. Number 10, The Stepfather.
John, turn that down now!
Mother said turn it down.
A quiet suburban home hides a monster in plain sight. When Michael returns home from military school, he's introduced to his mother's charming new fiancé, David. But as small inconsistencies and unsettling behavior stack up, Michael begins to suspect that David isn't just too good to be true, but he might be a killer. Directed by Nelson McCormick, this eerie remake of the 1987 cult classic dials up the paranoia with pristine domestic horror and a predator cloaked in fatherly warmth. The true horror lies in the mask of normalcy, as David's facade crumbles into chilling menace. With every friendly smile concealing murderous intent, the dread intensifies, reminding us that evil often wears the face of family. Number 9, Tao.
No, come on.
Imprisoned in a high-tech nightmare, Julia wakes up in a sleek and windowless smart home controlled by an experimental AI known only as Tao. Her captor, a reclusive scientist, uses her as a test subject, but it's the house that holds the real terror. Directed by Federico D'Alessandro, Tao traps its characters and viewers in a suffocating blend of sci-fi and psychological horror. The AI, voiced with unnerving calm, isn't just cold logic, it develops eerie sentience, obsession, and a twisted sense of control. As Julia plots her escape, she must manipulate both man and machine in a deadly game of intellect and survival. With sterile beauty and suffocating isolation, the film explores the horror of losing autonomy to a machine that learns and watches. Number 8, Carrie. Beneath the shy whispers of high school halls, a storm brews in silence. Carrie White, a sheltered teenage girl raised under the iron grip of religious fanaticism, discovers a terrifying power within her. But when a cruel prank turns prom night into a bloodbath, her pain erupts into supernatural vengeance. Directed by Kimberly Pierce, this modern reimagining of Stephen King's classic doesn't hold back on the dread, showcasing the brutality of bullying and the explosive consequences of repression. The horror lies not just in Carrie's power, but in the merciless mockery that lit the fuse. As the gym burns and screams echo, one haunting truth emerges. No one is innocent when the outcast becomes the monster. Number 7, Before I Wake. Grief and dreams collide in a house haunted not by spirits, but by a child's imagination. When Jesse and Mark adopt young Cody, they soon discover his dreams manifest into reality. Beautiful at first, but quickly twisted by his deepest fears. Directed by Mike Flanagan, Before I Wake lulls viewers with moments of wonder before plunging into nightmare territory, where sleep becomes a battleground and the past refuses to stay buried. The dreamlike visuals are as mesmerizing as they are terrifying, with a shadowy figure known as the Canker Man lurking just beyond the veil. This is not just a ghost story, it's a sorrow-drenched fable about love, loss, and the monsters we carry inside. One dream at a time, the horror grows until waking up may no longer be enough. Number 6, Lights Out. Darkness hides something deadly, and it's coming for the light. When Rebecca returns home to protect her younger brother from terrifying nocturnal visions, she uncovers a supernatural entity named Diana, an entity linked to their mother's fractured mind. Directed by David F. Sandberg, Lights Out transforms childhood fears into palpable terror, exploiting the most primal instinct, fear of the dark. Each flicker, each shadow becomes a threat as the ghostly figure feeds on silence and sorrow. With bone-chilling set pieces and relentless tension, this film teaches you to never trust what waits when the lights go out. One flick of the switch and you're not alone anymore. Number 5, Compliance.
Have you strip search her right now?
I could strip search you here.
No. No.
Reality becomes a waking nightmare in this chilling tale rooted in true events. When a fast food manager receives a call from a man claiming to be a police officer, what follows is a psychological descent into obedience, manipulation, and horror. Directed by Craig Zobel, Compliance exposes the terrifying ease with which authority can twist morality and drive ordinary people to unspeakable acts. The tension festers not with ghosts or gore, but with quiet compliance, as each character crosses ethical lines under pressure. It's a slow-burning psychological hellscape, where the most disturbing monster is suggestion itself. The scariest part? It could happen to anyone, and it did. Number 4, Oculus.
You must be hungry.
A mirror reflects more than memories, it warps them into madness. When siblings Kaylee and Tim reunite to destroy an antique mirror they believe caused their family's brutal downfall, they awaken a malevolent force that thrives on illusion and fear. Directed by Mike Flanagan, Oculus is a mind-bending descent into psychological terror, where time fractures and reality becomes a lethal lie. The laser glass doesn't just haunt, it manipulates, turning guilt and trauma into weapons. As past and present blur in a seamless nightmare, the mirror reveals its true horror. It doesn't kill with violence, but with doubt. Number 3, Annabelle Creation. In a remote farmhouse turned orphanage, an unspeakable evil waits behind porcelain eyes. Years after the tragic death of their daughter, a grieving doll maker and his wife open their home to a group of girls, unwittingly unleashing the cursed doll Annabelle. Directed by David F. Sandberg, the film breathes sinister new life into the origin of the infamous haunted doll, crafting a relentless tale of possession, grief, and diabolical deception. Shadows crawl, doors creak with intent, and innocence is no shield against the demonic force that calls the house home. Each scare is soaked in dread, as the past's sorrow manifests into present terror. Number 2, The Nightingale.
We're all right! We're all right! We're all right!
Vengeance howls through the wilderness in this brutal colonial nightmare. In 1825 Tasmania, a young Irish convict named Claire sets out across the savage frontier to hunt down the British soldiers who destroyed her life. Accompanied by an Aboriginal tracker with scars of his own, her journey spirals into a raw, unflinching descent into revenge and reckoning. Directed by Jennifer Kent, The Nightingale isn't just horror. It's historical trauma soaked in blood and silence, where violence is intimate and justice is anything but clean. The beauty of the landscape is poisoned by the cruelty of men, and every mile deeper into the forest strips away humanity. Number 1, The Host. From the murky depths of Soul's Hand River, a nightmare emerges. When a monstrous creature bursts forth in broad daylight, snatching a young girl and plunging the city into chaos, her dysfunctional family becomes the last hope for rescue. The Host is a masterclass in creature horror, blending satire, sorrow, and sheer terror into a relentless tale of survival. The beast isn't just physical, it symbolizes failure, fear, and the price of ignorance. As authorities flounder and panic spreads, one family braves the carnage with desperate love and trembling resolve. The horror isn't just in the creature's jaws, but what it reveals about us. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. In the Tall Grass.
I'm never gonna find her.
You can find things, but it's easier once they're dead.
A brother and sister stop near a vast field of tall grass after hearing a child's desperate cry for help. But once they enter, they're separated, disoriented, and trapped in a maze where time and space collapse. Based on the novella by Stephen King and Joe Hill, the film spirals into a psychological and supernatural trap. The deeper they go, the more reality unravels and the grass never lets go. Night Teeth.
I think you might have to speak up a little.
A college student moonlighting as a chauffeur picks up 2 mysterious women for a night of partying across Los Angeles. But as the night unfolds, he discovers they're not partygoers, but they're centuries-old vampires on a bloody mission. The film is a sleek, neon-lit ride through a hidden world of undead power and predatory allure. Menendez El Dia del Señor. A tormented ex-priest haunted by his past is pulled back into darkness when a friend begs him to perform an exorcism on his daughter. As the girl's behavior grows more violent and unnatural, the priest must confront his fading faith and buried sins. This Spanish horror plunges into spiritual dread and moral ambiguity. 13 Ghosts. A family inherits a strange glass mansion filled with intricate gears, shifting walls, and 12 imprisoned ghosts. As they explore the house, they realize it's not a home, but it's a machine powered by the dead, with one final spirit needed to complete its horrifying purpose. The film delivers early 2000s supernatural chaos wrapped in gothic techno horror.